Now, I'm sure that most of you know the old story about the astronaut who went far out into space.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 9 of the Noside podcast. I'm your host, Brandon. I'm joined by my two good friends, Antonio and Giovanni.
Hello.
Oh yeah, episode 9, yeah.
Yeah, one more till the double digits, my guy.
Shit.
To the big 1-0.
The double, the 1-0, the big number.
You guys remember when you turned 10? How fucking...
What theme was your
You don't remember
10th
when you
birthday
turned
party?
10?
No,
That's sad.
not really.
You don't remember?
No, like specifically, like when I turned 10, no, I did not.
I remember when I turned 10.
What'd you do?
What'd you do? Yeah.
I had a surprise party.
Yeah?
Teenage Mutant
Yeah.
Ninja Turtle design?
No, it was actually Incredibles.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, I had an incredible birthday party. Haha.
I'm trying to remember when my 10th birthday was. I think it was like G.I. Joe or something. Like when the movies were coming out. Like the Channing Tatum G.I. Joe movies.
Really?
Yeah, I think
That's
I
when
had
you
like
turned 10? That's when I was like 14. I was like 14, dude.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I guess.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Around there.
seriously.
I'm
How
not-
old are you when the Incredibles came out? The first one?
The first one? When did the first
jeez.
Incredibles come out?
I don't know, were we even double digits?
I think so. I was 10 at least.
Oh, yeah, you were 10.
Yeah, I was probably like 6, 7.
So if you were 10, I was like 8 or 9. Depending on the time Incredibles came out.
So if you were 9, you're only like 2, 3 years older than me? 2?
So I lied.
yeah.
I think I was 8 when I had this incredible birthday party.
What year did it
It
come
was
out?
2004. What did I do when I was... I think, yeah, you were right. I did get Ninja Turtle shit for my 10th.
I knew it.
I did.
I knew it.
I did, yeah. I remember my dad gave me all 4 Ninja Turtles, but they weren't the regular ones. They were like
Oh,
this
shit.
big, yeah.
God
They're-
damn.
Yeah, I still got them
Wow.
at my house.
Really?
At my parents, yeah.
That's dope.
It was dope as fuck.
I heard you had a crush on the girl turtle.
There's only 4.
There's
They're
a
guys.
female turtle. You remember the crossover with Power Rangers and the turtles? Those turtles, there's a female turtle. It's like a light blue, and she has tits.
What?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm as clueless as you.
Turtle
and
tits?
I'm as clueless as you,
You don't know
and
about
I
the
like the
turtle
Ninja
tits?
Turtles, so I don't know
You
about
refuse
this.
to believe it?
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
That's
you
false.
don't know about the female turtle?
I don't want to know.
I don't know about the female turtle.
I don't want to know about the female
Not
turtle.
really.
In my mind, there's 4, and that's it.
4. It's Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael.
Her name is
and
Venus.
Donatello.
What?
Huh?
Venus de Milo is a fictional character within the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle franchise. She first appeared in the television series Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation. There, she was portrayed by Nicole Parker and voiced by Lalania Lindbergh.
Nah, it's not
Lindbergh.
canon.
I was about to ask, is it canon?
To me, no.
That
That don't matter though.
Yeah, look at her.
That's disgusting.
Let me see.
Look at that. Would you not fuck?
You would.
Yeah, I would not.
She has a V. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's kind of scary. It's kind of nightmare fuel.
A little bit.
I don't think that's canon because when they first created the Ninja Turtles, it was 4. They can't just. Well, here's the 5th one.
Sure they can.
That's dumb.
Well, I don't think she's like
She ain't a
a
Ninja Turtle.
Turtle. Like, I don't think
She's
she's
just
a
a
part of
turtle.
it. She's just a turtle that's
Mutated.
happens to be a ninja as well, but isn't a part of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
She's just a mutant turtle.
She's like a friend.
Who fights.
Just a mutant turtle, yeah,
Yeah.
that just fights.
I wonder what her weapon is.
That's the
Does she even
dumbest
have a
shit
weapon?
in the fucking world. That kind of ruined Ninja Turtles for me.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's so stupid.
Does she have a ponytail?
No way.
Is that what that is?
Let me see.
No,
Turtles
that's
don't
not-
They
have
like
hair.
made her mask braided. They braided her mask
Yeah.
Oh my
to
god.
look like a ponytail.
That's crazy.
Dude, old shows are fucking wild.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just to let people know, let the viewer know that it's a girl.
She didn't have like a weapon?
I couldn't even tell in this picture.
You're like, does Ninja Turtle Venus have a weapon?
Weapon.
If you're listening on YouTube, here's a picture of it now.
What in the holy hell?
It looks
is
gross.
Dude, don't tell me that's her fucking weapon. I swear to God, this better just be art. Those fans,
No, are you serious?
I
It's
hope
so
not.
stupid.
I hope I'm not serious. It's not even like an actual picture of her from the show. It's like a
fan art.
drawing. Yeah. 1997, dude. I don't want an ad. I don't care about the Toon Squad. Speaking of the Toon Squad, do you care for the new Space Jam movie? Are you gonna watch it?
Not really.
I'm kind of nervous. I feel
When
like
it
it's
comes
gonna,
out, I
like...
might just watch the classic one.
But it has King James in it.
It came out today.
Don't care.
Got the oh, it did come out today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it came out today.
The LeBron James, the LeBron Jordan.
It's for the new generation.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
I mean, if you think about it, we have our Space Jam already. This is kind of just
Yeah,
for the new
gen.
generation. Yeah.
This Turtles show is just...
Is this from the third Ninja Turtle movie?
No, this is the TV show.
This is awful.
Just look at how scary they look.
You know, you could find their suits like on eBay or something.
Really?
Yeah, and you could buy them, but they're all like fucked up. And you know the material they're made out of is like styrofoam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, like you know those styrofoam footballs and shit.
Like the Nerf footballs?
Yeah, but like the cheaper ones.
Yeah.
That's the material those suits are made of.
That's gross.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine being in that suit for hours a day,
Good lord.
filming.
No.
Jeez. Running around doing all these stunts and everything. No, thank you.
Nowadays it's just you're in green suits. You know, like the green
Yeah.
screen suits, and you got a whole bunch of dots on
Isn't
you.
it? It's not even like a. Or yeah, I think it is green suit, but I've seen ones where it's like a black suit too. But it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, just like how there's green screens and blue screens and stuff. Like, there's just all different ways of doing the effects.
That's so cool.
It's crazy to see how much we've come and like just talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and seeing that shitty fucking 1997 show, and to see like
From
the
it go,
effects like improve now in 2021.
how it goes from real props to CGI.
Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people have issues with that, like just that like straying away from real life props
Yeah,
in filming like
I can
that.
see that.
And people like get upset when everything's CGI'd and it looks fake, and it's understandable. I like a nice blend.
That's like comparing episode 6 of Star Wars to episode 3, because episode 6 that was all like
Yeah.
you know what I
Props
mean,
and stuff,
all
yes.
props and shit.
Mm-hmm.
While episode 3 was
A lot of CGI. Like a
that's-
lot more CGI.
yeah, like bro, the first fucking fight in space, CGI out the ass.
Yeah,
But you know,
that's not wrong.
yeah, as opposed to the episode 6, it will show like the dude in the cockpit, but they would actually have to build that cockpit and have the camera behind him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Have you ever watched the behind the scenes of the people making Spawn, the movie?
No.
No.
Dude, it's just crazy to see like the things that we're doing to make these effects, to film these scenes, and then to see the final product and to just see how dog shit all of the effects are.
Really?
After all these animatronics and stuff, especially of like the main villain at the end of the movie, like they had to make a huge fucking animatronic of it just to be able to film this, and it still was awful.
It was a real movie, like live action.
Yeah, live action.
Like, was it because they were like pushing the boundaries too much with like what they could do with animatronics? And
I
whatnot?
guess at the time, yeah,
When did it come out? I didn't know there was a Spawn movie.
like late 90s. I would say late 90s. I forgot who played Spawn. It's famous dude too. There's a spot on HBO Max. There's a Spawn show, like an animated series,
seen
and
it.
that's very good.
It's accurate to the comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of my favorite. I go back and watch that here and there. Spawn movie 1997. Okay. Speaking of 1997, so when the female bitch turtle came out,
So did Spawn.
Yeah,
I was a 1-year-old boy.
yeah.
How old were you?
1997.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't born yet.
You're 98.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man.
You weren't even thought of.
Not at all. Michael J. White. That's who played Spawn.
Who?
Michael J. White.
Oh. Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else has he done? Bunch of shit. You know what? Because we were talking about Turtles and like that version of Turtles that crossed over with the Power Rangers. Do you remember like old Power Rangers?
Yeah.
You know that shit was like low key racist, right?
What?
The Power Rangers.
How they beat up the Asian lady a bunch?
No, it's their suits.
Oh,
The black guy was the Black Ranger. The nerdy dude was the Blue Ranger. The redneck was the Red Ranger. The Asian girl was the Yellow
one,
Ranger,
yeah.
and then the preppy white girl was
with
the
the
Pink
blonde
Ranger.
hair, it
Wow.
was pink. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's fucked up.
I thought the black guy
Oh,
was the Blue Ranger.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, the black dude was
I
legit
think
the Black Ranger.
in one of the shows though, wasn't he the Blue Ranger, the black guy?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe one of the newer versions, but the original, like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and shit,
That
like
one was
like
racist.
the Power Rangers that people care about. Yeah, like full on racist.
Just blatant.
I don't think it's they were being racist. I think they just
wanted to fit the parts.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure they're like KKK members fucking running the show, but obviously there was some thought into choosing who
You
got
were-
which color.
You're right. The black guy was the Black Power Ranger.
Yeah. I know
Wow.
the new Power Rangers, like the most recent movie that came out, they actually changed it and made the white dude the Black Ranger,
Mm.
and then the black dude was the Blue Ranger in the new Power Rangers.
Okay, so
That's probably what you're thinking of. You're probably thinking of that first 10, 15 minutes of the Power Rangers movie you watched.
Yeah, and there was also a Green Ranger.
Mm-hmm. The
Remember
Green
that?
Ranger ends up turning into the White Ranger. I think the coolest Power Rangers was
The green one.
The Green Ranger was dope. I can't think his name was Jesse.
I was
Dude,
never
the
into. I was
ponytail.
never into Power Rangers. I just
Power Rangers SPD was cool. They were like cop Power Rangers.
fuck the cops.
Yeah, I was about to say it sounds lame.
But dude, they had like this Black Ranger.
Blue lives don't
that was like
exist.
a wolf. Wow.
Yeah, wow,
It's
it
got
just got
political
political.
quick.
Word, political.
You know what?
as
Since
fuck.
we're on the topic, how do you feel about Blue Lives?
They don't exist.
They don't exist.
No, they're not real. You
Why?
choose that occupation. You're
Yeah.
not born into it. The fuck? You're stupid if you believe that.
Yeah, tell me how you really.
That's my opinion. You guys could have different opinions. I don't care.
I think Blue Lives is a little weird.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
I could
born
agree with
blue.
Yeah.
Black lives matter because you're born black. Like
Mm.
it's a fact.
Yes.
People clicked off already.
They just got upset. Said
Yeah.
unfollow.
Said blue lives don't matter. Started fucking throwing a
Starts
fit.
calling, like
Yeah.
Noside manager.
Are you guys?
Tanya's phone starts blowing up.
Where do you guys lie in the whole cop debate? Like defund the police or keep the police? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh,
I don't get it. I don't get the defund the police because low key we need police.
Like we do need police, but like I think there's a lot of situations where we could like have new departments come up
Wait,
where they handle better situations like mental health situations.
yeah, have specialists
have-
for
have cops
certain
for, like-
situations.
Yeah, have cops stay
Well,
around for
they
like break-in,
do.
stealing. Huh?
They do. Cops have special squads for certain situations.
The bomb squad and the
Dude,
SWAT don't
cops-
count.
Yeah, don't squat.
How do those not count? And those aren't the only ones, but
I don't even think they get a full year of training. Cops don't need a full year of training. and
a
that's-
SWAT, you can't tell me they don't.
But
get
you
a
don't
full year
send
of training
SWAT
for
teams
SWAT.
to like somebody who's
Defuse
having, like,
somebody,
a,
a su-
mental breakdown
Or
that
a
they're gonna,
suicidal
like,
person.
kill
You-
someone
yeah.
or kill themselves.
You don't send in a SWAT for that. You don't send in.
Well, obviously.
You send in a police officer, but the best they could do is try to. At that point, it's just using their people skills.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah, and they're trained to do that. Like detectives, mainly detectives, not just a normal cop is diffusing that situation. Usually it's a detective that's going in because they're trained in psychological behaviors and they go in and try to talk to them.
But what
Hold
I'm
on,
saying
really
is,
quickly, the cops in New Jersey get only training for 24 weeks. That's not enough to prepare them for like.
yeah, my boy, he went to a state trooper camp, and he went in November. He got out, November, like February.
And so in that time frame, there's literally no way he could have all the laws like memorized, so that way for every situation he gets into, he can't know the answer, which is why we need to defund the police, because they have way too much shit, in my opinion.
Well, I actually think the complete opposite. If you think it's an issue that they're not being trained long enough, they should be getting more funded. We should be giving them more money so they can go through more training.
They're putting the money towards equipment.
To, like, brute force equipment.
What brute force equipment?
Like tear gas, rubber bullets,
vests,
guns,
cars,
vests, riot shields, all that shit. Like,
there's some.
Well, we're a militarized country, so that's just a thing that they do. But I'm not saying that that's what we should be putting the money towards.
No, we should be putting the money towards, like you said,
departments.
New departments.
It's not necessarily
so like
defunding the police, as in we're gonna take away your jobs and all your shit.
We're just gonna move the money somewhere else.
Way everything doesn't depend on just a regular police officer.
So they should have
like a special trained,
like a suicide specialist, or a great, like, I don't want to say crazy person specialist, but like
whatever that can relate to.
Yeah, somebody who's like
mentally ill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that all ends up narrowing down to just psychological training.
And a lot of police
4 months is not. I really don't think.
And
that's enough to
I'm
get
not
their
saying
training.
that's enough. That's why I'm making the argument saying that we should fund them more to allocate this money towards, I would say, actual hand-to-hand combat training, jiu-jitsu. I feel like cops should at least be a purple belt. I think multiple people like Joe Rogan and shit has talked about it.
I heard that, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like just that wouldn't really
solve anything.
Exactly.
Well, I also haven't finished. That's just one thing I'm thinking, because what's one big thing that's been going on recently? Cop shootings, people getting shot, because these cops, this is going to go back to what you said, without the proper training, not having enough time to train, these people aren't mentally stable enough to go out there on the front lines being a cop, getting into these situations. Next thing you know, you get a fucking stupid cop that freaks out, pulls a gun, and shoots a person. But if you train that person more, you give them that hand-to-hand combat training, which jiu-jitsu is literally just about not hurting a person. There is no brute force in jiu-jitsu.
It's defense and disarming.
It's just defense, disarming, exactly, and just suppressing a situation. So right there, if we can train our cops in why shake your head? Why do you disagree?
Ask Brandon. He shakes his head too.
Why disagree with that? Why wouldn't you want your cops that are protecting you every single day to not? Why don't you want them to be trained more?
I do want them to be trained more, but I think that if you're in that situation and you do shoot somebody, off rip, you're not built for that job. You know what I mean? Like, you remember
because they're not trained properly.
But like, your first instinct shouldn't be, let me shoot this fucker.
Let me pull out my gun as soon as I arrive to the scene.
Exactly. Let me try to figure out what's going on and then work from there. Use your people skills. Don't talk. Don't pull out your weapon and then be like, now you have to listen because I hold your life in my hands.
Exactly.
Because
and
at
that's
that
why
point,
I'm saying they should be trained more, so they don't even have to use their weapon. They don't have to even they don't need to think about going to their weapon, because they have the skills to protect themselves and to suppress that situation.
You could train somebody as long as you want. Without real world experience, that training can only go so far.
Until
they
they're put in
a
that situation
that's crazy and they feel like their life is at threat, and they're going to pull that gun out because they're going to feel like they have to defend themselves. Don't matter if you train them for 4 months or for a year. They're going to go for that gun because they don't know how to defuse the situation any other way. It went left. They're getting defensive, and they're gonna pull that gun out, and somebody's
they're stressing out low
somebody's
key.
Gonna get really hurt.
Yeah, the cop might be stressing out low key, pulls out his gun, and then off rep, he might think, now you have to listen.
And it is very situational, but that's why we need to have special departments to handle those situations, not just train people more. So that way, when they do get into the field, they're still just as green as they would be with 4 months of training.
You could diffuse and take care of so many situations by just using your words. You don't have to.
It shouldn't need to come to violence whatsoever, and that's why these police officers should be trained more, take more classes in psychology. This isn't just talking about hand-to-hand combat. I hope you guys don't think that's my whole argument is just hand-to-hand combat. So this goes back, and I know how you guys are saying there should be different apartments. I don't fully agree with that. I don't think that's really possible or would work well. I feel like our police officers, every single one of them should be trained in the proper categories that are needed, as in socialization, speaking with these people, interrogation tactics, all just communication skills to be able to diffuse situations. And then obviously, worst case scenario, I would rather a police officer use hand-to-hand combat to suppress a situation rather than pulling a gun.
Of course, I feel like the gun needs to be pulled out when somebody is actually coming for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like with a knife or a gun. With an actual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Because if somebody's coming at you with just their person, that's why you have a taser. That's why you're trained to taking those people out, like, hand-to-hand combat. You don't need that. That weapon should be if your life is on the line. Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Not because you're scared.
I remember learning about this one case about a dude that shot this home intruder. So I'll put it like this, Giovanni. Imagine a dude broke into your house.
Mm-hmm.
You have a weapon, you have a pistol locked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You hear this person breaking in your house, you pull this gun out.
Mm-hmm.
You find the intruder in your home. You point that gun at him and you're like, "Get the fuck out of my house." That home intruder starts running away. Gets on your front lawn. You shoot him in his back as he's running away from your house.
Why would I do
you
that?
get in trouble.
Yeah, why would he shoot him if he's running away?
Yeah, like I'd say,
At that
get
point,
out of my house, and he did.
Yeah,
that is what happened. There was a case where a dude.
Then that dude's in the wrong.
So the dude's house is getting robbed. The dude's robbing his house. Guy pulls a gun out on the dude because he's in his house. Starts running away, and then the dude shoots him.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy ended up going to prison.
Well, yeah,
He
I can see
deserved
why he
it.
shot him in the back.
Well, the gun is supposed to scare the person.
He diffused the situation just by pointing the gun.
He
at
felt
him.
the need to shoot the gun because he just felt the need to
just had
shoot
it.
it.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
Like at that point, you show them the gun. They get scared. They dip. You call the police immediately. That's why you need the police, so they can catch that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't shoot the guy.
Mm.
You call
At
the
least
authorities.
Don't go for a kill. Like,
Exactly. If anything, you shoot him in the leg, in the foot,
something.
somewhere that's not gonna cause fatality. That's just not how it should go.
Mm.
That's just wrong.
And that situation goes back to what you said, Giovanni, about just every situation is different and the person's going to react differently. And you, right off when I was talking about that situation, your first thing was, why would he shoot him?
Yeah.
But now let's try to take yourself out of your shoes and put yourself in his shoes. What was that guy thinking that entire time? His house, he probably has a wife, kids. He thinks his home intruders coming to his house to potentially maybe not even just rob, maybe even kill the people living in there.
You said that he got to the dude's front porch or front lawn. Like,
like he was out the house
exactly.
running away.
He's already gone at that point.
I get that. And obviously we're looking at this from a third person point of view. We're not looking at it as you being in that situation.
At this point, we're being detectives.
Yes.
We're playing detective. Yeah.
Exactly. So now that, like he just said, playing that role as detective, that goes back just really quick to how I'm saying that police should be funded more, is because this is what detectives are trained to do.
But regardless, he shot that man.
Mm-hmm.
He had no right to shoot him, so of course he's gonna go to jail.
But now but I'm trying to say, think of it. I'm not defending the dude in that situation. I'm just trying to say, put yourself in his shoes and what could have been going through his head, as like you said, thinking.
Yeah, his wife, his kids, maybe.
So that fear, that adrenaline, dude breaks into your own property, touches your things. That dude was probably angry, scared, afraid.
And scared, but you got the other guy running away.
Yeah, you got him out your house already. That's what you wanted. At that point,
I think,
at that point,
he was a threat still.
Hell no.
A threat, and the guy has his back to you running away.
That's
How?
impossible. At
That
that
is
point,
literally impossible.
you're just going for the kill.
That guy
You're out for
was
blood.
playing God because he had a gun in his hand and he just wanted to take that guy's life.
Now
And
imagine
so
that
it's
guy as an
I don't
officer.
think it's that far. I don't think it's he just wanted to take the dude's life. I think he was just afraid and pulled the trigger.
I think
How
at
is he
that
afraid when the guy's
dude's running
he's holding
away.
the gun. He's the one with the gun, not the guy in the house, not the intruder.
if you're afraid, you call
Well,
the
that
cops.
information I don't know if the intruder had a gun or not. I'm not sure on that.
Well, either way, the dude should have called the cops, and now he's in prison. So
Regardless, he didn't pull a gun clearly because
yeah, the dude ran away. Yeah,
But
That's what you're
but
saying.
I don't know that information. I'm not fucking fully
But the-
versed
well,
in this
all the
whole-
information
but
that we
the-
were given right now.
Yes, the information that you just gave was that this guy came, he pulled the gun,
Mhm.
said, "Get out my house." The dude
got out
got
the house.
out the house and was running away, and the dude literally followed him to the porch.
Not even
shot him.
the front lawn.
Yeah,
so he's
the
like
front that's what I'm
off
saying. No, I'm
the
saying the guy
house.
with the gun was probably just standing at the porch while this other dude was
running
on the
away
lawn,
still. Yeah,
getting ready to run down the street. Like,
yeah.
there's just no point.
Yeah.
There's no point for that. Like, of course that guy's gonna go to prison.
Of course. Now, if it was in the South or somewhere where, it's okay to shoot somebody that's on your lawn,
Like
that's
Texas.
exactly that's fine. I mean, morally, it's not.
I mean, morally, it's not. It's just the laws with the open carry and like I think.
yeah,
home
the laws are
invasions
different
and
there,
stuff.
so it's by default it's fine. Just
Yeah,
here,
I think you could have like straight up duels in Texas, like
Mhm.
just like Wild West duels, like.
I don't know about that, but you can open carry. Like you can
Yeah.
just buy a gun.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't need.
No, I know.
Yeah,
But I hear stories all the time from guests at like the hotels and stuff. Like the other day somebody
shootouts and shit.
Yeah, shootouts. They said if you honk your horn, it better be for a good reason out in Texas because somebody will just roll down their window and flash the gun at you. Like, do it again, I dare you. Like,
I feel like we have different ideals on gun control from this conversation.
We were talking about police.
yeah,
This isn't gun control at this point.
I'm not.
You wanna
I-
talk about
I
gun-
know that. I'm just saying because of the conversation we're having now on weapons. I'm
Yes.
stating that I feel like our ideals on gun control is different.
I mean, honestly, right now I'm kind of confused because
On what?
like we're
he's just making a separate point, like about gun control.
Oh, I mean, if you want to talk about gun control, we could talk about that. I don't care. Right now, I'm still on police, and I thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. So then continue on play. I was just making a comment.
Oh, so gun control.
Didn't you want to continue on talking about police?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, but now you want to talk
Aren't
about
we
gun
kinda
control,
I didn't-
right?
I
stalemate,
didn't-
though.
You kind of like. I'm like.
Now you're on gun control.
That's what I feel like he wants to get
Alright,
into
so
now,
let's
right?
just chop it up that we were at a stalemate with you saying that you don't think they should be defunded, that they should get more funds,
Mm.
and we just think the opposite.
Yeah, they should be defunded and open new departments. That's all.
Yes.
How
Yeah.
could but that didn't make sense? How
Because
are you
you're
going to defund?
taking-
How are
you're
you going to
taking the
defund?
funds you're taking that giant pool of funds that they have that they really don't need. But you're
We're-
just sitting on that giant pool of funds and you're just taking small portions of it. We're not saying take like half, just small portions of that funds and open new departments with it. Nobody's losing their jobs. Nobody's gonna lose their gear. They're not gonna.
You
lose
might
their
not get a
beloved
new
pistol.
gun this year, but
Yeah, you don't need a new gun every
you
year.
don't. Yeah, you don't. You're not gonna get a new gun, a new vest, and a new fucking police vehicle. But somebody's gonna get a job where they're gonna be trained to help
handle
diffuse situations
that you might not be as a regular police officer equipped
able
to
to.
do.
Yes. So
That's
we're not
what we
saying
mean by defund the police.
we're not
saying
saying-
just take the money and put it into like schools or something
No,
like that.
that's not what I'm saying at all.
But do you understand how
What we're saying.
Yeah, what we're saying.
Yeah,
as
and I'm-
defund the police.
Yeah, and I'm just saying I don't agree. I don't think there should be any defunding whatsoever. I don't see how that's beneficial. I see your guys' points. I see where you guys are coming from. I just don't see how defunding the police is beneficial.
We just gave you examples of how.
But am I not making sense? I'm saying I get what you guys are saying. I'm saying I don't agree with those points. I hear your examples
Why don't you agree then?
because of exactly what I just said, that I don't think defunding the police is beneficial.
I get what he's saying. It's just his
What
point of view.
Why? What are you confused?
You're just saying no. Basically, you're not giving reason. We gave reasons.
I thought we've just talked about this for the past 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Everything we've been talking
giving
about.
his points. He's just at this point. It's like
I don't understand the confusion at this point. You've given your guys' side. I'm just giving my side. I'm not fighting with you. It's just
no. Like I'm legit confused because what I'm getting from you is that you're just saying I don't agree. They shouldn't be defund. That's it.
But what was everything else I said before about the hand-to-hand combat, the training and psychology and stuff, the communication skills? All that's my defense. Is saying we should fund them more so they can do that stuff. They can have more training, more than 20. You said 24 weeks.
24 weeks.
More than 24 weeks. Let's double that, triple that,
3 months,
quadruple that. A year. We should have a year or two.
I wonder what it is in
training.
other countries.
I think cops should go. They should have the choice of 2 to 4 years of training, and that leads to 2 different branches in police force.
Gotcha.
Whereas you might just, if you do the 2 years, you might be a dude that's traffic tickets, going for people that are speeding. And stuff.
So you're okay.
Speeding is but then if you go the 4 years, so say that's 2 years of communication skills, gun control, like learning how to use firearms, yada yada yada, and then 2 more years of just flat out hand-to-hand combat training to get to say a purple belt.
I will agree with you if you could agree with this, because the way Norwegian police officers are chosen,
they go to college, right?
They go to college for 3 years, where the first and third year take place at the college, and the second year is on the ground training in police districts, meaning they're on the field education and they will get
on the field
in
the field training.
That's perfect. That sounds great. That's in total. That's like what you said, 3-4 years of training, or that's 1 year of their
3-year bachelor's degree. Like if
be in the police force
are required, yes,
okay.
just to be a cop.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I don't think some high school dropout that's fucked up on Xanax should be a police officer. Yes. For sure.
And it's like all he has to do is say like what's 2 + 2, and like
all you need is your GED. I think
turn off the safety on the gun.
I think all you need is like your high school diploma or your GED.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
and then you apply.
Yeah. So what you said about the whole Norway thing, for sure, I can
definitely agree with that.
Yeah,
so I could agree
and
with that.
That's where I lead into the whole funding them more. Is where that gives us more opportunities.
But why not take the massive amount of like buttload of money that they already have and really don't need for what they currently use and use it for that training?
So you think the police department should get new vehicles, equipment, guns, ammunition?
Well, the vehicles, no. I mean, we're good on vehicles.
That's exactly our point.
That's
they're spending it on bullshit that they already like, bro. If you go to the municipal building,
have more cars than they have officers.
Yeah, like it's a fuckload of old Lincolns in the back, like right behind the skate park. There's mad of that shit, and they don't use them anymore because they're using the newer Fords and the Ford Explorers, and like I said, they're just literally sitting there, bro.
And now, so with that. I see what you guys are saying, but I still don't think that should lead to defunding. I think that just means we need to.
But that's what I'm saying. You're still confusing the term defunding with like taking money away from police officers. We're just saying to like transfer it.
Yeah.
So then just the defunding shouldn't even be a word at all in this conversation then, because that's not defunding. That's just reallocating their spending. That's to put it in different departments. That's not defunding. Defunding is taking money away.
And so putting it somewhere else, essentially, though.
No, defunding means just taking away money. You guys, so what you're saying is you think that money shouldn't be being spent on cars and guns and shit. It should be allocated somewhere else.
Like training.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's not defunding. That's just moving. That's just stop spending money on a new Ford. Put that money towards training. Defunding, like the whole media and stuff, like how people say defund the police, they're saying literally take the money away from the police. Fuck the police. We don't need the police.
But
that's
because that
argument.
Also ties into, because we're having the conversation on how it should be reallocated, but there is a vast majority of people that say
just
they
abolish
have too
the
much.
police.
Yeah,
there's too much. They really don't need the funding that they have.
I'm not.
There's a difference.
I'm not versed on how much money they actually get.
I'm pretty sure they
But-
get more than like the education system.
Yeah, they do. There's a difference between defunding the police and abolishing the police.
Mhm.
We're saying defund it, just move the money somewhere else.
But-
Like we're
but
saying, make different departments. While there are some states, I think Camden did it. New Jersey, Camden, they actually got rid of their police department because it was so fucked.
Really? Was this recent?
I think.
'Cause I don't remember hearing about this.
And I heard some parts in Chicago, the police don't even show up because it's so dangerous.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's abolishing the police, kind of. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, we don't need that. The police are there to protect us and help us, but they shouldn't be the ones deciding if you live or die because they're scared.
Mhm.
That's all.
And that's where I see how you guys see it. I think we've kind of come to a point where I think we all understand kind of where we're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see where in your guys' minds, in like your eyes, that would lead to that defunding, but which I more look at it as just reallocating money, not defunding.
I mean, we say defunding because it's been so pressed in the
That's
media.
what the main
Yes.
phrase is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and
that
that's
At that point, it's up to the person reading it to
Mhm.
go do their research and really find
Yes.
out what people are talking about.
yeah.
I
So
feel
we're
that
just
The
saying.
main thing behind defund the police
Yes.
is not taking away the money. It is
Uh-huh.
to reallocate, like you said.
Yes.
So it should be called reallocating.
mm,
I think that would probably clear up a lot of confusion.
it
But-
makes it more like not as like fucking
Terror, it probably scares the cops.
Yeah.
They're probably
Yeah.
thinking like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna
We're gonna
get
lose
laid
our
off.
jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have a weapon to defend myself, and
Mhm.
I'm out in the fronts, and like that's not the case."
And now almost to defend something that I was kind of against what you guys said about making different departments.
Mm.
Now with taking the word defunding out of the sentence, reallocating money to make different departments for different people, for different situations,
I like that.
say
That's
that
better,
makes more
yeah.
sense. Now I can understand.
Yes.
Just
But when- just that
defund.
word defunding
Yeah,
gives
but
that
like,
taboo.
like we said, it's been pressed so much in the media. That's
Mm.
That's
kind of
just the phrase.
So
Yeah.
that
goes
literally that one word was the confusion the three of us were having.
defunding.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
because like
Because we know
were
what we
looking at it
meant
differently.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But here is why people say that they need to be defunded, because 1997 the police budget was $42.3 billion. That's in 1977.
How much was it?
$42.3 billion.
77.
1977.
That's crazy to have
Yeah.
that.
So
money.
now
That's like
in 2017,
Mhm.
their budget grew to $114.5 billion. Do they really need that? That is 1/10 of a trillion.
But I feel like most of that money is payroll. I feel like
I'd say a good chunk of it.
yeah,
is
like I would
payroll,
say
but
like
there's
almost like a
definitely
good
a
70.
lot of money in there that they really don't need. But
I think
anyway,
the LA.
Wait. My next point was that in 2016, so 1 year off from the stat I just told you guys, 2016, the Department of Education has an annual budget of $68 billion. Tell me how the police department has basically double the budget of our entire education system, and your point is to train them more.
Mhm.
And that starts at your youth in school with better education.
The LAPD has a Lamborghini.
Did you see?
Yeah, I know.
But actually,
what's
there's
that?
a reason for that. It's so that way there's so many rich people, they need that car to actually keep up with them.
What's that city in?
That's
the...
like in Dubai.
yeah,
Yes,
that's
Dubai.
They have like
Mhm.
fucking gold-plated Lamborghini.
That's
But that's
Of course.
Dubai. Like they
Yeah.
need those cars.
because literally everybody in Dubai is
Is
driving.
a millionaire
Yeah.
or a thousandaire or has so much fucking
Mhm.
money. Like it doesn't
They got
matter.
some kind of fast car.
Yes,
Yeah. So
exactly.
the cops
So
need to be
they
there.
need that.
Mhm.
That's acceptable.
Mhm.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I can see that in LA too, because there's a lot of rich people in LA that have those fast cars.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you see that more on the West Coast. You know,
I
know-
can
I-
understand that.
on
but
the East Coast, you see more muscle cars, more of that like just American muscle.
Mm.
Fords.
The Fords,
yeah,
yeah.
the Fords and shit. Yeah,
America.
America. So I
Do you see what I'm saying though?
Yeah,
How
no,
it could
I-
still relate to being defunded because they basically doubled
mhm.
in 40 years. They basically doubled their budget, and we're
Mm.
talking about billions, like not millions, because a million is a lot.
Mhm.
Now you put a million, I mean,
a B in front of the M. Or
Yeah,
just
exactly.
take away
Like,
the M and put a B. That's a whole different
yeah,
ball
like,
game,
yeah,
bro.
imagine $1 million in front of you.
No,
And
times
then
that.
times that by like
999.
exactly whatever.
Whatever. Yeah,
to
yeah.
get the
I'm bad at
billion.
math, but you get the idea. That's
Yeah,
a lot
Like
of fucking
$1 million
money.
would be more than this room probably.
I get that's a lot of money. The reason why I won't put my opinion on that is just because I kind of want to come back to this conversation in the next podcast potentially.
In the future.
And I do actually kind of want to like look this stuff up now, and I do want to
Come back
learn.
with facts.
Yeah, I want to learn more about the spending of the police
I'm
force,
pretty
where
sure it's
that
up
money
there, man.
where that money is exactly allocated
Is-
for me to say if I think if money should be taken away or
What
not.
should I phrase it as? Like United States budget graph or something like that?
Yeah, try that. Like, honestly, if they put just a little bit more money in education, the education system.
Because if we look it up and they're spending $2 million on their creamer for their coffee in the morning, then yeah, definitely we should take money away from the police force.
I don't think it's going to show us exactly where the money's going, but it'll show us, like, this percentage for defense, this percentage for education.
Yeah, if
you know what I
At
mean?
least get that would allow me to give a more thorough analysis on it. Yes, yeah.
Can I have a sip of your water, please? I left my shit downstairs. I thought I had it. Thanks.
Got it. What a weird pod. This is different.
It's
By the
been
way,
intense,
guys-
though, and I've enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, by the way, guys, I did not mean for it to get political when I said
That's
fuck.
That's so
It's
funny
fine,
that
though.
Yeah,
one thing
like,
turned it into
it's
this.
just-
That was literally like the first, 10 minutes of the podcast that I said that?
Like maybe 5.
Yeah, and now we're like 40 minutes in.
And you know, like I've enjoyed this conversation, even though if like certain little points may have just been heated, but it was just because it was like just
it's a debate, yeah.
we're just talking about it. But like we can't. It's hard to have conversations like this nowadays.
Because when people debate, they think it's an argument and they
Yes.
storm off and,
And
get mad.
when people don't see eye to eye, they get mad, and then that ruins friendships. That's why people are nowadays. They're like, if
That's-
you're Republican, I can't be friends with you. And it's like that's too much. You're doing too much.
Yeah, like honestly, just explain. That's all
Explain
you got to
yourself.
do.
If you don't see eye to eye, then you just drop it at that. But there's really no reason.
Agree
why you
to
can't be
disagree.
A Democrat
Yeah,
can't
I
be friends with a Republican.
I
and whatnot.
prefer to disagree more than agreeing on certain topics because it
Just
it
that
keeps it more
controversy.
fresh. It keeps it more fresh in that friendship, you know. And we're all not just like fucking mindless clones. Like, oh, you like the color red? I like the color red. You
Everybody's
like pizza?
different.
I like pizza too.
But that's what makes everybody different. Everybody is going to have a different opinion on something. Nothing is ever going to be the same.
And now, okay, so since we like kind of took like 2-3 minutes to like figure out what the fuck was going on before because we were all confused, let's just have a quick conversation about gun control. All right.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on gun control?
Personally, I don't think people need all those guns like an AR-15, a shotgun, a hunting gun, a pistol, a revolver, fucking all that shit. Like personally, you like
Maybe a pistol.
yeah. At most, I think you should need a pistol. If you like hunting, okay, fine. Get a hunting
hunting
license
rifle.
and get a hunting rifle.
Yes.
Not a whole
Don't get it-
AR or fucking whatever LMG.
Because
whatever
at that
the
point,
fuck.
what are you really using the gun for? You're gonna take it off the rack, go to the gun.
People literally collect guns.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Like,
that's kinda
what's
like-
the point? That's
Yeah, like you're collecting an arsenal of like killer weapons. And
It
that's,
gets
like,
it gets
that's-
to a point where it's like too many weapons.
yeah, and it's
like,
weird at that point. That's why.
like, what are you honestly gonna do with your AR-15 or your shotgun? You're gonna take it off the rack. You're gonna
Take it to
probably
the gun range.
yeah, exactly. That's my point.
that's
You're gonna
it.
take it to the gun range, and that's it. Like,
Yeah, and then the thing with that is like people are like, oh, but that's the thing. I like getting all these cool, pretty weapons to go to the gun range and shoot them. Even though most of these weapons you can just
rent
use at the
them. You
gun
could
range.
rent them
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you just go to the gun range. Hey, I want to shoot that thing, and then you go in the shooting range and you're shooting fucking through drywall and dropping someone's motor out of their car. That's my biggest thing with weapons. I think, okay, you have the right to bear arms. If you want a pistol, have a pistol. You want a hunting rifle, have a hunting rifle.
That's it. Personally.
But here's my point against that is that yes, you have the right to bear arms and you could pick whatever the fuck you want. But that was an amendment made when the United States was founded, and you're talking about
you needed to
muskets,
protect your territory.
but not even just that. We're talking about guns where the most developed it was maybe 4 shots per minute. Now we have ARs and guns that can put out like 60 more than that per
second.
Well, those are illegal.
Well,
The
I'm
automatic-
saying,
Fully
if you're
automatic weapons, those are illegal.
But even that is like, we're talking about stuff in that chamber, opening the gunpowder sack, like 3 shots a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
compared to
completely
just
different ball
pulling
game.
a trigger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back then you had to defend yourself and your family from possible like invaders, poachers,
It's still like
bears.
that. It's just
Animals,
not
yeah.
the same.
Wild
It's not
anim-
the same, but it's still like that in some places, I would say.
Yeah, but like back then you needed it to
Yes,
survive.
yes.
Nowadays you don't. Like
Mhm.
straight up, do you need that AR-15 in your closet
No.
to survive?
No.
Do you need
Not at
that
all.
double barrel shotgun in your attic to survive? No, you don't.
It's more of, I think, for people that are very obsessed with guns, like those gun heads. It's more of just like a safety blanket. Like I feel like they're just very insecure, and they're like,
I was just about
"Ooh,
to say,
but I
how
have
insecure
all of
do you
the
need to be?
that exactly." It's just I feel like it's
At
just a
that
high
point-
level insecurity and low self esteem
At
that
that
they're like,
point, those are the
I
people
have
that
all
I
these
don't
guns to
want to
protect
have
me.
guns. Like,
Yeah, at that point, I don't want to be near those guys because if something pops off, they're gonna feel like, oh, perfect time for my gun.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, no,
and that's
it's not.
and that's where we lead into the whole fucking what we were talking about before. It's just like people not being safe with guns, and that I feel like there should be a lot more training. It's easy, but not easy to go get a gun.
It's a long process.
It's a long process, but if you
it's
can
It's an
go
easy
through the
process. It's
yes.
an easy, long process.
As
That's
long as
all.
you don't
That's
have
all.
a criminal record of any sort, as long as you don't
That's
have
it.
any mental health issue history, and you're just a normal citizen, it's a long process, maybe tedious, but you can get through it, and it's fairly easy.
Yes.
I think there should be a cap on weapons, how many weapons you can own.
I feel like there should be a test for somebody's mental health for them to purchase a gun as well.
for sure, different
Because-
screenings.
Yeah, because fucking crazy people be buying guns
Mhm.
and then they go to schools and shoot, or they go to their job and shoot because bullshit.
I've had conversations with people where they don't think that's necessary, and I find that crazy. You know the channel Vsauce on YouTube?
No.
I've heard of it.
Like so you guys definitely have seen the dude before because he's like one of those like pioneer like OG YouTube guys. But besides the point, he did a video. He did a video on YouTube where he was testing real life like everyday people, random people and how he did it. He set it up like they were gonna go to this kind of this little like side job to do for a weekend to get some cash. Right, so they go to this meeting, and what they're actually doing is getting screened individually to check their health.
Their mental health?
Yeah, and they don't know what's going on. They think they're just going for some sort of job, like some sort of side job to get some money. But the guy Vsauce and his
His team?
psychiatrists and stuff, his whole team are screening these people to make sure they're okay and they're stable. The test is what would you do in the situation if you had to choose between 1 life and 5 lives? And the situation is set like this. It's on a railroad track. And you know how railroad tracks it changes? That breaks. Or it doesn't break. You have the choice because the train is
You
going
either kill one guy or you kill 5.
Yes.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to choose the path.
Yeah, and that they do that screening to make sure people are okay in that situation. And it's like and the reason why I make that comment
But-
is because
I'm sorry, go ahead.
it goes back to the gun control and the screening of mental health, because you need to make sure these people are fit to even hold that
Okay,
weapon.
so what I was gonna ask was how does that riddle or whatever
Correlate?
relate to
Gun control?
people's sanity? Because for me, I know what I would do. I'd be like, I'm not killing 5 people.
Mhm.
Sorry, dude. Like, you're singled out though.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna kill 5 people just to save 1.
Mhm.
Because 5 people could do much greater things than
one
one
single
individual.
person, yes.
Even though that individual might be like,
VIP, whatever. fuck
yeah,
it.
Elon Musk or whatever. Those 5 people could
Suck
probably,
my ass.
yeah, exactly. Those 5 people could probably contribute more to the society than
The one person.
exactly.
So you guys are 100% right in this situation right now.
If they're strangers,
100% sure.
if
that
they're
you
strangers,
would without hesitation click that button and make sure it only hits that one person.
if they're
without
strangers,
hesitation.
if they're strangers.
What do you mean by stranger? Like all those?
I don't
people?
know any of them. If I
Yeah,
knew,
like you're just randomly working your job and the shit breaks.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah. That was the whole thing. Is that the guy that actually runs it?
Mhm.
So the people that are going for the job, they all show up to this place individually, and then they get brought into that person that runs the tracks, and he's like, "Hey, I gotta run to the bathroom really quick. Just watch the screens. This is how everything works, just in case, God forbid, something happens." He steps out, but it's all planned. It's all scripted, so something does happen, and you're sure in that situation, you don't know the people, but you got to think about it like this. That's one life, right? It might not seem like a big deal, but that person's not coming home to their family.
neither will those other 5 people.
Yeah.
You gotta think of the same thing, but times 5. Like,
Yeah, but still, it's so. And I think
But
one of you guys
I
said
think
it. The
what you're
whole
trying to say
singling out.
is that it's still life and it's
Yes,
valuable.
it's
It's just as valuable
that's-
as each one of those 5 people.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
asking, because you're right. What I'm getting from you is you're saying without hesitation, you could take a life like that.
oh no, it'll be horrible. I wouldn't be able to sleep that night. Like, the
Mhm.
fuck? Like, you're still taking a life, yeah,
Mm.
but I would feel even worse if I took 5 instead of 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could-
it's
I could agree with that.
understandable, and I'm not saying I'm not like disregarding that. My big thing on that is just that hesitation. That like
You
I
don't,
don't think I'd be able to do it right away. Like, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
I would hesitate, but I know with the way I think, I
Mm.
would kill the one person. So that's why I say, like, I would do.
and
one or
there's
five, yeah.
the crazy thing is there were some people that just didn't do anything.
just let the
That
room.
they just have you ever been so scared as a child or something?
It's like you
where
freeze.
you freeze.
Yes.
Yeah, you take yourself out of the situation, even
Mm.
though it's right in front of your fucking face.
Yeah.
Oh, like you view yourself from like a third perspective.
Yeah,
kind of,
basically.
so that way,
Mm.
like you're just not really in control of what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Kind of that astral projecting
Yeah,
type shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yes.
Yeah.
Something similar.
I don't know what I would I this video came out a long time ago, and I always think about it sometimes because it has always stuck with me, that situation and just wondering what I would do.
You know what you're gonna do now, but
Yes.
given the situation, it's
I'd probably
Mm.
I would either kill the one person or do nothing.
I
That's
think
what
so,
would do.
yeah.
And then, judging, but like I know how it works, right? So like
Mm.
even if I see like the lever on the side where it would go kill the 5 people, that alone would be like, damn, I gotta not just watch 5 people die.
Mhm.
I gotta do something. Like, sorry, homie.
Yeah, and I think how they set it up, I'm trying to remember. The one track, I guess it was a worker. Yes, yeah, okay. So how they set it up was on one track there was one worker that like was taking a call from his wife or something, and he was facing the opposite way from where the train was coming,
Mhm.
so he couldn't see it. And then the other side was 5 other workers working on the railroad. But they all have like ear protection on, they're
So
using
they
loud
don't hear
machines
it,
and
they
stuff,
don't
they can't
notice.
hear shit.
Okay, so given that situation, it sounds like the dude on the phone kind of deserves it. Not to be a dick, but he's on the job, like on the phone bullshitting, not on the designated break area, because I'm pretty sure a lot of jobs have designated break areas.
Yes.
2, I think I said this in my first point, he's on the phone, not on a designated work area or break area.
Yeah.
He's in the fucking field. That's like us going at UPS, just not following the guidelines where we're supposed to walk. We're
Yeah.
asking for it
Mhm.
at that point.
It's like you just throw in whatever box in whatever category you want.
Exactly. No,
Just
but like,
Antonio, just instead of like carefully placing them, he's just chucking them along.
and when we're walking into the building, there's painted areas where we have to walk in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Just say fuck all that.
exactly,
Make your
that's
own
what
path.
that one railroad person was doing.
Mhm.
So why am I gonna
feel bad for
yeah,
him.
why am I going to save his life for being selfish, talking to his wife on the job,
Yeah, fuck that guy.
when there's 5 other workers actually doing their job
Mm-hmm.
who, you know?
What would you do, Antonio?
What would in
In
that
this
situation?
yeah, because that's what I would do.
I kill the one person.
Yeah, fuck that one guy. He doesn't, like, sorry, rest in peace. You will be missed. But,
Magneto.
yeah, you kind of asked for it.
You know, I would love to think I would just
Kill the
be
5
like,
people.
fuck it, like just fuck it, bow, click the lever. Sorry, dude. I'm sorry you're not gonna be able to go to your family, but I can't let these 5 other people die. I don't know if I would do anything. I feel like I would be I would be overthinking, overanalyzing
Overwhelmed by
this
the
situation. But by the time I come to my conclusion, it's probably too late. And I hate to say that about myself, but I feel like just in that moment, that's just such a tough decision. And that just
you're
it
literally
goes to
take
choosing
a
life.
Yeah.
That's really that's the biggest toss up, is even though it's one dude compared to 5, it's still a life.
So is the test really just seeing how people react to answering the question, not really what they choose?
It's the test that they do, the screening, is to make sure they're not fucked up after this. Because how I just said, I would freeze. I think I would probably freeze and not do anything.
Oh, so they're looking for how they react
they're
after the fact.
They're making sure they're stable so that after that thing happens.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how does this test prove that they're stable or not? Like, what defines that?
It just makes they're testing to make sure they're not like super
Like
over
trigger happy
anxious.
or like
I feel like if anything, this test would prove that they're not like evil or maniacal. Like,
is it just to prove that they're not like trigger happy? Like if they were just like, fuck it, let me just kill.
yeah,
No,
I have
kill
the
one
power. Let me
person.
kill these 5. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get
The
at.
test is simply just making sure they're mentally stable. It doesn't matter about trigger happy. It's not a specific thing. They're just making sure they're not overly anxious, overly stressed.
Oh,
They-
like,
they-
like
they-
if
like,
they see
if
what's
they have
happening
mental
and they have
issues-
a mental breakdown or something.
Yeah,
like,
and they have a psychotic break because of this situation and break down, and now they're fucked up mentally because of this situation.
and in their head they think it's real, but
Yeah,
Okay.
because in that situation, they don't know this is all scripted out. So that's why the people creating this whole experiment needs to make sure they're mentally stable, so they're not putting some whack job in there that's gonna fucking like have a psychotic break. So to pull back from this little thing, to go back to what we're talking about, like gun control, the reason why I bring that up is just because that screening, I feel like, is so important.
yes.
Because that final situation at the railroad tracks where you have to make that decision and you don't know if this is real or not, you don't know what your decisions are going to hold in the future. And now imagine that button to change the track, a weapon, a gun.
Would you kill 5 people or 1 person? I mean, I think it's kind of simple. 1 guy.
No, I'm not relating it to that. Like in
Oh.
that way. I'm relating it as in that moment, that
The
choice you have to make, pulling that trigger.
Yeah, the fight or flight.
The fight or flight. Are
Yeah.
you going to be smart? Are you mentally stable enough to just say, no, put
Or
that
are you
away?
gonna freak out and start capping people?
Mhm. And that's what that test is for. That's what that screening is for. Because if they see that you might be overly anxious,
They should have
you might not have the best instinct, you shouldn't have a gun.
They should have that test for police.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
they should have that test for
But they don't.
police.
They probably just do like 2 + 2,
Mm-hmm.
3 + 3.
Isn't the UK in England?
They don't
just
have guns. They don't have
just
guns. They have a
carry around
special force for
batons.
guns. They have a
Yeah.
special
Here's the thing
force for
about
guns.
that. It's like
The
that's-
crime rate in UK is fucking high up
That's
too
what I was gonna
because of
say.
that.
It's like people don't have no guns, so it's like they went to the next best thing is it's just knives. So everybody's just walking
Poking
down the
people.
street and just,
That's actually a great point that you brought up, and I've been saying that for years. And the fact that
So
you
that's
brought
what-
that up is, you take away guns,
It's not gonna
what are
change
people going to
nothing.
do? They're going to go to knives. You take away knives, they're going to go to
grab
rocks. You take away rocks, start beating the shit out of each
Yeah.
other. There's everything could be a weapon. You guys drive weapons every single day. Your
Yeah.
vehicles, those are fucking. You want to talk?
They're kill
We're talking about
machines.
killing 1 person or 5 people. You step on the gas and go through a school zone. You're wiping out bloodlines in seconds. everything's a weapon. It's just you look at
It's the person.
Yeah.
It's the person behind
Guns
the trigger.
don't kill people. People kill people.
Yes.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But there should be a cap on guns. How many? You
Oh,
should
for
get.
sure.
For
And
sure. Yeah.
How many you have, the type, like. There's really no reason why anybody should have like a 30 bullet magazine in a fucking, even if it's a single shot AR.
Yeah.
What the hell do you need that for?
I mean, I could see someone have, and the reason why I look at it in both ways is because I have family that have owned guns, that do own guns. Specifically, I'll speak about my uncle. My uncle has a bunch of weapons.
He probably hates this conversation.
Oh, he would be fucking.
He's
losing it right
fuming.
now. Yeah,
You know? You see steam coming out his ears right
Yeah.
now.
Uncle Chris, if you're
Get
listening
mad.
to this, I apologize.
Stay mad.
Uncle Chris,
Stay mad.
you don't need all those guns, man. Who you like?
He does have some cool guns. He got some custom guns. They
That's
look
fine.
fucking
Like,
dope.
I get it. They're cool, but like, again,
Uncle
like,
Chris, who's after you? Come on, man.
that's
Like
exactly,
seriously,
who's after
But
you?
that's the thing.
Who
It's-
you trying to impress? Who you trying to?
you compensating for something, Uncle
What are you
Chris?
trying to defend for? Like what? Yeah, word. You trying to compensate for something?
Uncle Chris, come on, man. Like
But he is smart with the guns. Like, he keeps them in his basement, locked up in a vault. And the only time he uses his weapons if he goes out with the kids and the wife to go out,
To
say,
gun range
hunting
or
with his hunting rifles, or to go to a gun range and shoot a little bit. And that's, I think,
And I think that's fine.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's fair. But like I said, I just think that you should be able to rent those guns at the
facility
at
you're
the
using
facility
them.
you're going to be using them at,
Mhm.
not just own them and then let's say you
Throw
get
it in
a
your
random
back seat and then
break-in
go
or
home.
something.
Like you don't need
You
that.
get a random intruder and then you pull out a fucking
A double-barrel
30 bullet
shotgun.
magazine on them, and then even if it's a single shot AR, you're just gonna click, 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 like.
That trigger
Mhm.
finger go fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna be like a musket where you take one shot, you pull the trigger, and then for the next 30 seconds you're reloading your gun. No,
Imagine
like,
we were still using
you just go
muskets.
pop, 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 pop. Like,
Muskets, like, bro, the weapon, the gun evolved so much.
Oh,
and
yeah.
fast.
And fast, too.
Very
That's my
fast.
thing. Yeah, it's like we came up with that amendment when we needed it, when it fit.
it
When
really doesn't fit no more.
Exactly.
I don't think it does.
You don't need to bear arms.
And here's the thing too, is that
You have
could
the right-
customize pistols to be like small ARs and small SMGs.
Oh,
You
yeah,
don't
like
need
have
a
fully
giant-
automatic clips and stuff.
Exactly,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. So you don't need a giant AR. You don't need all this fancy, cool custom shit just to what?
But
look
a
cool?
lot of that fancy cool shit is illegal.
Exactly.
Like
the tracer bullets,
tracer
Those
bullets, those are
hollow-
illegal.
Hollow tips.
hollow tips,
Hollow
too.
tips are illegal. You know why the tracer tips are actually illegal?
Why?
Because of just that burning.
Really?
Because
Just
if
that
you
searing
get
pain?
tracer bullets, it's like, imagine getting shot with a fireball, and now that
That's
fireball
basically
is
it.
stuck inside of you.
Yeah.
That's why what is it? Not what's it called? Not tear gas.
Rubber bullets.
Not tear gas, but like
They
some kinda
used it in
chemical?
Vietnam.
Oh, Agent
Napalm?
Orange.
Yeah, the napalm,
Oh,
the
napalm?
white phosphorus, that shit. That's completely banned in
Oh,
military
yeah,
use.
Agent Orange.
Yeah,
it's more like
yeah,
Agent Orange.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was
because
just trying to figure out
they-
like the actual
they
name.
would sometimes hit their own guys, and they came
Mhm.
out with like
Not birth
Disfigures.
defects, but
They
their
got
children will
disfigured
have
and
birth
shit.
defects. They will get disfigured.
pretty sure some of
They're-
them developed like cancer and shit.
Yeah, cancer, their mental
Especially
will
people
go
that
off.
were around during the Hiroshima and Nagasaki explosions.
yeah.
All those people dead.
You know what's like really scary about that? It just made me think about it. Was that people who were like near the like where the bomb dropped, they just got like vaporized and like their
Mm.
shadow was just imprinted
Oh,
onto
yeah.
the
On the
fucking
walls
wall
or
behind
the
them.
floor. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Mm.
that is nuts.
I think there was a.
That's all that's left of you. That little shadow.
Yeah, I think there's a picture of like a family
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
like a wall.
Yep. And it's just all of their figures like perfect though.
Yeah,
Like,
like I think it was a mom, dad, brother,
And a
sister,
kid.
like basically a nuclear family.
And it's
Yeah.
crazy
No pun
how
intended.
quick that must have happened.
Jesus.
Like fucking, like imagine, you know how quick it is to just flick off your room light and off.
Yeah.
Like,
That's death.
They were
like,
just watching
fucking-
it fall.
And then they saw
and then hit,
death.
and then that's when your
and
light
then
went off.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your light turned off right there.
It's like one of those memes where like someone's gonna make like a really fucked up joke about someone, and then they're about to go say it, and then they end up in heaven. And like, I didn't even fucking say it yet. God damn, what a fucking podcast! But
This podcast got pretty political
Yeah.
pretty fast.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's one of the different ones. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you
It's
expect
intense.
here at Noside.
Yeah.
and I like that. I like how we can just we can go from spewing bullshit for an hour and a half, just talking about random shit,
Like last
say
episode?
like last week's podcast, where we just talked about fucking zombies and
Loki.
talked about the final bits of Loki, and what else did we talk? We talked about fucking
Mickey Mouse fucking cheese,
Mickey
dude.
Mouse fucking the cheese,
Swiss
the
cheese.
Swiss cheese incident.
And now we're talking about fucking
Gun
Police
control,
and gun
defunding the
control,
police.
military,
Yeah.
U.S. history, and I've really enjoyed this conversation. I'm happy that I got to have this conversation with guys like you, because we all have the same mindset with this.
And we all know
this
that-
isn't an argument; it's
Yeah.
just we're fucking talking.
Yep.
Yeah, if anybody thinks at any point of this podcast we're like genuinely mad at each other, no, we're about to end this shit and go get high.
Yeah. No bad blood.
All right, guys. Well, I think this is time to wrap it up. You know what? You started the podcast. You fucking lead this out. Stage is yours.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to episode 9 of the Noside podcast. Again, I'm Brandon Mendoza, your host. Joined here by my two good friends, Antonio and Giovanni. You can follow us at the Noside podcast. Or no, it's Noside_podcast.
Yeah, for the
At Twitter and Instagram. We're on not Facebook. We're on, what is it? Google Podcasts,
Apple Podcasts,
Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Spotify.
and YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah.
So go follow us, like us, subscribe to us, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at bmendoza127. Instagram and Twitter.
And you can find me at Jovi Lego on Twitter and Instagram.
And you can find me at ant__farm. Yeah, I'm cool. I did 2 underscores because I'm different.
Was it because your name was taken?
Yeah.
That's the end of the podcast, guys. We're not going to talk about this. We will see you guys next week. Giovanni, I hope you have a great time in Puerto Rico.
Thank you,
And
thank
yes,
you.
my
Oh
name
yeah,
was
yeah.
taken.
Before we go, we're recording this on the 16th, the day before Giovanni goes to Puerto Rico.
Yes, yeah. So this is a
Pre-recording.
pre-recording. This is a pre-recording. So you guys will be hearing this for next week's podcast, or as you're hearing right now, this week. So you guys aren't confused. Yeah, I guess that's it.
So yeah,
That's all, folks.
Mhm.
How does anybody want to like make a fun joke to end this off? The music's fading in right now.
Son of a gun. Oh man, I thought you guys thought I was gonna say son of a bitch.
Oh shit! He said the B word.
You said the bitch word, dude.
Bye, guys.